Also, we've had very serious problems with Christians who have been murdered, killed in Nigeria. We're going to be working on that problem and working on that problem very, very hard because we can't allow that to happen. Mr. President, thank you very much for being here. Thank you.
How many of you remember that in Nigeria, there was a time Buhari asked Femi Adesina, who is his spokesperson, to come to national television to say that the only thing that will stop the ethnic cleansing, where all these Bororo Fundanis will come to your city, they will kill you, they will kidnap you, they will do all sorts of things. That only thing that will stop it is if only you can give them part of your land for them to do right thing. That is the only thing. So it's either you give them your land or you die. This is what Femi Adesina said on the national television.
I need to take you up on that.
Let me give you a perspective.
Yes.
The state government or the governors can actually give lands for ranches, but is the federal government also concerned about the kind of consultations that may have gone on between the state government and the people living in those communities who have ancestral attachment to those plot of lands?
Ancestral attachment? You can only have attachment when you are alive. If you are talking of ancestral attachment, if you are dead, what does the attachment matter? What does it matter again? Ancestral attachment, you can only have attachment when you are alive. If you are talking of ancestral attachment, if you are dead, what does the attachment matter? What does it matter again?
We are not going to forget all these things. Now, in this video, I want to speak with you how Donald Trump minimize Buhari's ethnic cleansing. Now, when all these things started, when Buhari assumed office, the people he imported to come and help him rig the election, according to Eni Naya Baribe, they called them Bororo Fundanis. Now, these people came into Nigeria, and after the election, after using them for election, they started using them to carry out ethnic cleansing and so on and so forth. There were a lot of petitions to United Nations, European Union, United States of America, but it was only Donald Trump that took action. What did Donald Trump did? Donald Trump, first of all, called Buhari, what is going on in your country? Now, Buhari said it is because of Boko Haram, they are terrorists from Libya, and so on and so forth. Donald Trump said, you know what, no problem. I am going to sell Tucano fighter jets for you, for your country, Nigeria, but you have to sign a deal that you are not going to use it to kill innocent people. Because that time there have been a lot of petitions, including that of Nnamdi Kanu, you can fact check what I'm saying, against Buhari, stating that Buhari is violating human rights, self-determination, and so on and so forth. So Buhari signed the agreement that Trump stated for him. And the agreement was this, what is it called? Whether Super Tucano, you will not use it to kill people. It is restricted only for terrorists that you said you are buying it for. Now, up to today, I don't think they have even used that Super Tucano since 2017, 2018. They have not used it against terrorists. Now, what Donald Trump told Buhari again was, I am not going to allow the killing of Christians in Nigeria. It must stop. That is what Donald Trump did. Donald Trump shocked Buhari, he warned Buhari, and he was monitoring the situation. But ever since Donald Trump lost election and he did not return to the White House, killing upon killing in Plateau, all those things, and no one is speaking against it. And that is why I'm bringing this video to you today, because everything is about to take a new twist. You might not understand what I'm saying. Take a listen.
Thank you very much. It's an honor to be with President Buhari of Nigeria. We have many things that we do together, as you know, probably especially on terrorism and terrorism related. We also have a very big trade deal that we're working on for military equipment, helicopters, and the like. We have met before. We have developed a great relationship, and we look forward to our discussion today. Very important, but again, especially as it relates to terrorism. And that's terrorism here and terrorism all over the world. It's a hotbed, and we're going to be stopping that. Also, we've had very serious problems with Christians who have been murdered, killed in Nigeria. We're going to be working on that problem, and working on that problem very, very hard, because we can't allow that to happen. Mr. President, thank you very much for being here. Thank you.
Now, for some of you who think that the resistance against all this ethnic cleansing is not working, I want you to watch Femi Adesina. The day he granted interview on AIT, African Independent Television, Femi Adesina was talking like someone that has the sword to kill, just some ordinary spokesperson to president. He was talking as if he is holding the sword to kill. He was saying, if you don't want to give ranches to Fulani people, if you don't want to give them your ancestral land, then they will kill you. He was saying that on national television. But thank God for Nnamdi Kanu. I know that a lot of people are so ignorant of what is going on. Totally ignorant of what is going on. Because we that are experiencing it, we that are seeing what is going on from our villages, we know what is going on. Not you that are living in diaspora, not you that have not started experiencing what we are experiencing. Thank God for Nnamdi Kanu. These are the things the man saw, and the man said, no over my dead body. If we keep quiet or continue to play deaf or play along, we are gone and gone forever. And that is just the simple truth. And also, thank God for Donald Trump. Not someone like Kamala Harris or Joe Biden, who are seeing the massacres of people from across the world, keeping quiet, and so on and so forth. Anyway, I want you to watch what Femi Adesina stated that time, for you to know that our resistance is working, our criticism is working, and the fight we are putting up against all these illegal things are really working. Take a listen.
I need to take you up on that.
Let me give you a perspective.
Yes.
The state government or the governors can actually give lands for ranches, but is the federal government also concerned about the kind of consultations that may have gone on between the state government and the people living in those communities who have ancestral attachment to those plot of lands?
Ancestral attachment? You can only have attachment when you are alive. If you are talking of ancestral attachment, if you are dead, what does the attachment matter? What does it matter again? Ancestral attachment? You can only have attachment when you are alive. If you are talking of ancestral attachment, if you are dead, what does the attachment matter? What does it matter again? The National Economic Council that recommended ranching went around those states. It didn't just legislate it, there were consultations. So, if a state does not have land genuinely, it's understood. Not every state will have ranches. You don't have to have ranches in 36 states. So, if there's no land genuinely, fine. But where you have land and you can do something, please do for peace. What will the land be used for if those who own it are dead at the end of the day? What will the land be used for if those who own it are dead at the end of the day? What will the land be used for if those who own it are dead at the end of the day?
Now,
so,
talk again, going back to ranching and cattle colonies, we know that still going back to international conversations, the United Kingdom and even the World Bank have come out to say that Nigerian government has not yet asked for support from the Commonwealth nations, and that if they did, there are a litany of investments and ideas and people who could actually help in this area of solving the issue of ranching or cattle colonies, and they would do it willingly to see that the violence abates. But then how do we bring together the warring factions, whether be it those people who claim they have the land rights and those people who feel that they are marginalized even though they are indigents and have resided there for decades, which is one of the key points Mieti Island made here the other day. And the issues of castle rustling as well is part of the issue of the violence. It's not just the killing of the herders, of the farmers. How do communities begin to look at dispensing ethnocentric sentiments towards the issue of land and border rights, Mr. Femi, especially through the state government?
That is why you have community leaders. That is why you have traditional rulers. That is why you have local government chairmen. That is why you have states. These things must come up from there. But rather what we see is they are saying, federal government, come and do it. Federal government is so far from those places.
But is there any interaction between the federal and state government concerning what they are doing to resolve these primary core issues that are causing and stoking this ember of?
Yes, I just said it. The National Economic Council set up committees that went around the states, led by Governor Dave Umahi of Ebonyi State. It went around all the states.
Unfortunately, we had to. I was going to ask you when the federal government will perhaps, maybe the president will perhaps give the go-ahead to the Inspector General of Police to reveal those politicians that are sponsoring the killings across the country.
And yes, I think the statement on community dialogue and, of course, the rural elder statesmen should come together to look at issues of land rights, especially as maybe people are also afraid to give over their lands, for cohabitation, and how, overwhelming that could be over the years.
Exactly. And the indigenship and citizenship question.
Absolutely.
It's better, like somebody has said before, it's better to live on the land than to be under the land.
Under the land.
It's better, like somebody has said before, it's better to live on the land than to be under the land.
Under the land.
It's better, like somebody has said before, it's better to live on the land than to be under the land.
Under the land.
Well, Ibrahim Abdullahi is the National Assistant Secretary of the Miyetti Allah Cattle Breeders Association. Thank you for coming on Sunrise Daily this morning.
Thank you. Good morning, Nigerians.
You have said that this new crisis has caught you by surprise.
Yeah, it is surprising because we thought people will learn lessons.
You said you thought they would learn lessons, and you said that these lessons were rooted in the 2011 crisis.
Exactly.
You also allege that this, people are coming from the outside.
Yeah, and this is why. The recent crisis started in a village called Ninte. A farmer.
Not Godogodo.
Ninte, yeah, in Godogodo Chiefdom.
Okay.
The village, the actual village is Ninte.
Okay.
In Godogodo Chiefdom. What really happened was that a farmer decided to go and farm along the stock routes, or to block the stock routes. And these stock routes were not even local stock routes, international stock routes. You know that a cow is just like water. If you build your house along the passage point, when there is flooding, you know what will happen. That water will not just go around because your house is there. It will just take out your house. The same thing, we have well-established, well-documented stock routes that have traversed the entire African continent. You can start from the Central African Republic, crossing Cameroon, Nigeria, into Benin Republic without even asking the cow, without even going in front of the cows. You just follow them, they will take you there. So a farmer decided, out of his, I don't know, we call it mischief or whatever, to farm in that area, and an argument ensued between him with and a pastoralist who was plying that route. And it resulted into fight. Two of them got wounded. The Ardo of the area, the Fulani leader of the area, took two of them to the hospital and paid the bills. When these stories spread, some youths within Ninte decided to retaliate. They killed that Ardo. They set him ablaze. They burned about 76, nomadic settlements, and that was the beginning of this crisis. So what we are saying is that we did not learn any lesson. Afterwards, people started blocking roads, killing people. People started blocking international stock routes. While we were trying to resolve 2011 crisis, appealing to those people that were affected, you are killing more people, That's why I said we have not learned any lesson from 2011.
So you do believe that there has been some quarrel, and that is what is at the bottom of this particular crisis?
Of course.